guys, welcome back to How To Tuesdays. So today, we're finally back, we're back again. Today I'm teaching you guys how to do this really sharp brow, you know, cleaned up, type of like Instagram-y brow, very cleaned up, bold, you know, that kind of thing. A lot of people like it. This is how I like to do mine. I use Morphe products and the ABH Clear Brow Gel if you have them. They're affordable, they're good quality, but they're not super expensive. I mean, I guess the ABH Brow Gel might be a little bit more on the expensive side, but I do give other recommendations for the products. So yeah, I kind of just like teach you how to actually achieve the sharp look without it looking like a Sharpie block brow or anything like that. My eyebrows are naturally bushy, so sometimes it's difficult to create like that clean sharp look with bushy brows. So yeah, that's what I like to do. This is kind of like the technique I like to do for my brows when I do for like when it's this kind of look, this kind of like eye makeup look, I go for this. But yeah, without rambling further, let's just go ahead and get started. So this is one way that I do my brows, and it's kind of like the very clean cut type of thing, and I do them before I do the rest of my makeup. Now usually on an everyday thing, I just do my makeup and then my brows, but if I want a really sharp brow, I do them first. I've primed and I've applied a bit of like, you know, color correcting around the inner corner, so like, you know, it doesn't go into, you know, the whole thing. So yeah. So yeah, for the first product, what I'm going to use is a micro brow pencil. So it's like very tiny, and this is a Morphe one. It's in the shade Chocolate Mousse, and I believe it's the darkest shade that they have on there. And my brow hairs are really dark. My hair is naturally like dark, but it's not black. It's like a really dark brown. But my eyebrows are darker, so I try to go for like my eyebrow color with the brow pencil, and then I go in with the brow cream. And this is also in the shade Chocolate Mousse, but this is a lot warmer. This is a bit cooler. So you'll see how it looks, and you'll see the difference. But the first thing that I like to do is obviously brush them upwards, because, you know, we want them going in the right direction. So I just use a tiny bit, like I only roll up a little bit, and then I always start at the bottom and I kind of like clean it up. My eyebrows are naturally like quite bushy. I don't want to say they're like super bushy, because they're not. I do have kind of like missing hairs on the outer corner here and here, like right on the arch bit. I accidentally drew. Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna start here, and I'm gonna sketch very lightly and barely drag anything into, like, you know, the first bit. Now this is the same technique that I would use on just like an everyday, just instead of doing it before my makeup, the rest of like my face makeup, I'll just do it after, and I'll just use this in like a brow gel. A brow gel. I don't use a brow cream, so it's the same technique. More or less kind of clean up the bottom bit. I don't have any contacts or glasses on, so I'm trying to make sure I'm in the frame and in focus. And the same for the top. It doesn't matter if you mess up if you're doing your eyebrows before you do the rest of your face makeup, because you can just wipe it off with your concealer. It's very easy to clean up. That's why I recommend doing your brows first if you're starting out and you want to learn like a new technique or something. But yeah, I'm just following my natural like brow shape. And then where I don't really have hairs, I kind of like do this imaginary joining line thing. And then what I do is just kind of like drag sideways first. So I blend it with the spoolie bit. And right now it's not going to be a sharp brow or anything. It's just, you know, kind of like sketching in where we're going to, you know, do the brow. And I go in again to like define a little bit more. And at the front, as you can see, I don't go up here and I don't go all the way in. I do go further in from the bottom than I do from the top. The top I kind of like start drawing in from here. I don't know if you can see that. And then I just go in again, and then I don't necessarily, because I'm using brow cream as well, I don't have to go super sharp with this, but I just want to fill in most of the brow. And then when it gets to the front bit where I have like a little bit more sparse hairs, I kind of just like drag upwards, but I do like kind of like that my brow naturally does the ombre thing. So now what I do is I kind of just do side to side, and then I go up, but very gently, not as much as I did in the first time. Like, and then up here, side to side, slightly like by the edges to soften it, and so it doesn't look like super sharpie brow. And then I brush. Now I stretch my eyebrows a little bit to make sure this line is quite blended, and that's what I like to do for the brow pencil. Usually after this I just go in with the brow gel, the ABH brow gel, but I'm going to go in with the cream right now, and this is also by Morphe. Like I said, it's chocolate mousse. I like to grab a very thin angled brush. Now I know the Anastasia ones tend to be like quite good. I have never tried them, but just go for a very thin one. Like, you have angled brow brushes, but some of them are thicker. They have like more hairs in between, and you can't get like that thin, like kind of like hair stroke. So I do recommend going for a very, very thin brush. It might be trial and error and buying a few of them and you're like, no, I don't like how this looks, this is way too chubby. For example, I really like the Morphe brow brushes, but to clean my brows, I don't really like to use them to actually do the brow cream thing, because it's just, I find them a bit too thick. And this brush I've had for years, like years, and I believe it was something like Kala. Like, I used it in the very first YouTube videos back in 2015, 2016. And I used it for angled eyeliner, like black gel liner, with the Maybelline one, by the way. And I used it for my brows as well, sometimes to fill it in with, like, you know, eyeshadow, or I believe at some point I also used cream with this. Yes, I did. So it's like a multi-purpose brush, and I really like this. It's by the brand Kala, but I just bought it like at Walmart when I was first starting out makeup, so I don't really know where to find it. I'll try to find it everywhere, but I doubt I will. So just try to go for a very thin angled brush. It might be trial and error at first because I don't really have one aside from this I really recommend, so sorry about that. But you could give it a shot with whatever you have, whatever you find, and see if you like it, and just be very, very gentle about it. Now what I like to do is I go like from an angle and like the edge of the pot, I kind of just drag the product and get very, very little. I get very little, and when I just want to make sure that I don't have too much product, but towards the edge I kind of just like, you know, do this. And then what I like to do is I don't do the exact same process over my brows. I just define the tail, the end of my brow, and more or less around here where it starts to get a little bit more like fuzzy, well not fuzzy, like smudgy, because it's not as sharp. That's where I start doing that, and I define the bottom bit because obviously the first place you put the product is where you'll have the most concentration. So I'd like to get it as sharp as I can at the bottom, and then right here where they have sparse hairs at the top. And kind of define the tail a little bit more. It doesn't matter if you mess up, I always mess up. So I've got to sketch that out, and I'm just going to grab again a little bit more just from the side. Very little product. Just go a little bit forward, a little bit towards the inner corner. I never go in way too, like, you know, into the beginning bit of my brow because I already have, like I said, quite bushy brows anyway. So when I just use a micro brow pencil, it's quite full. I just use this to kind of like define the outer corner and like draw some brow hairs, but now I'm just going to fill in, you know, the bits that are a little bit more sparse. And then I'm going to go, instead of going from the edges, I'm going to go into the middle and kind of like just pick up a little bit more, remove the excess on the edges. And then what I'm going to do is to, like, you know, kind of like sketch brow hairs because I'm getting closer to the front of my brow. So what I like to do is like sketch the brow hairs instead of like filling it in. Doesn't matter if you mess up, like I said. And now I grab a spoolie. You can grab anyone. This is from the Morphe brush E29. You can grab any spoolie, like I said, it works fine. They're all the same. Just brush upwards and then to the side. Now the brow is still quite messy, so what I like to do is I grab a cream concealer. I prefer cream concealers over like liquid concealers because it's easier to work with and control the product because it's thicker. If you get like a thinner product, it might go everywhere and you might get it into your brow. If you're more experienced, you can definitely use that, but because we're like, you know, trying to begin to do this, I like to grab cream product, and this is from the Revolution palette, the broken one. I really like this shade. This shade works for my skin tone. It kind of looks like this. They don't have a large variety of shades for concealer, I want to say, but I do like their consistencies. I definitely think they should expand the range, but you know, I can't control any of that. So using the other end from the spoolie, that's what I like to do, and I kind of just grab a little bit like that, drag it into the middle. As you can tell, I hit pan, but I just kind of like drag it. And then what I like to do, yet again, the most concentration of product is over here, so I start right here, start dragging it outwards, and make sure I don't have like too much color, brow color, because we are like trying to fix this, right? So trying to kind of sketch this and clean it up. And that's how we fake the funk of we do our brows perfectly. We all make mistakes, so I like to do this. I drag the concealer a little bit lower, just a little bit. Okay, that's done. Now before I continue any further, I usually use a brow gel, and sometimes it gets on the top of my brow or in like my skin. So I just use the ABH clear brow gel. You can use any brow gel you like. This is a really good clear one, but a drugstore brow gel that I really like is the L'Oreal Brow Plumper. I really like that one. It has a little bit of fiber, so it looks like your brow hairs are a bit thicker if you have really thin brow hairs. My eyebrows are very thick anyway, but I just really like them. Well, that project. So just go up, and I don't use a lot of it. I just barely touch my brows, and I go up, and then towards the end I just kind of go in the direction the hair goes. Up here in the corner as well, because I don't have any brow gel there. And then that's done. And now we're going to correct, well not correct, well, you get what I mean, clean the brow up. And do the same thing, I just tap a little bit, and then I start around the area that it has the most, kind of like, and then I start where I have the most product. I'm going to place it around here. So generally I like to like put the most product here and here, and then drag it out and drag it frontwards. So here, just remove any excess product, because sometimes we get brow cream onto it and we don't want to conceal and like correct with brow cream, so you do have to peek up more. Okay. And then I drag upwards. This is kind of just like the first cleanup. I'm going to grab more concealer now that we have it like kind of cleaned up. You could leave it like that if you're happy with it, but I'm just going to clean it up a slightly bit more. Like I said, I start from like the brow arch, and then I drag down. I'm going to pick up a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do is, I feel like I have a bit too much product towards the front of my brow. I have like one sharp line, so I'm just going to diffuse it, blend it with the tip of the spoolie. Like so. I'm just going to clean it up again because we did touch that line. And then I just like to drag this bit down. Because I don't have any makeup on, but even when I have makeup on, I just use my pinky to rest if I need more control and balance. I never use kind of like my fingers to do something like that. It's a little bit more difficult to control that. You have better control of your wrist and rotation. So yeah, instead of using like your fingers like that, I recommend just putting the pinky down if you don't have that much control yet, and just using your wrist to follow the movement. Sometimes what happens is I put a little bit too much concealer and take too much off, so without grabbing any more product, because it still has a little bit of color, I kind of just go over that bit that I think that got taken off by the concealer. And that's my cleaned up brow, like kind of like my Instagram, like super defined sharp brow. That's my natural brow, so you see the difference. That's how I do my brows. I'm gonna do the other one without explaining, so you see how I do it in like my normal speed. Alright. Okay, I've done the other brow and it's looking like this. Now what I do after this is I just grab my mirror up front and I just check my brows that they're even. I feel like I could either fill in a little bit more right here or remove a little bit more. I think I'm going to remove because I don't want them to look way too bushy, so I'm just going to grab a little bit more concealer and just lower that bit. And I'm just going to shade in a little tiny bit more right here because I feel like I could use a little bit more shading there. And I feel like this is as even as I'm going to get them. And there we go, that's how I do like my really like sharp and kind of like intense brows. This is as intense as I go. I don't usually do this, only maybe when I'm doing like a whole Instagram or like a very intense look or something I want it to look like super sharp and there. But yeah, I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and I'll come back and say goodbye. Okay, a bajillion hours later I finished the rest of my makeup, and that's kind of how I like to do when I do these kinds of looks. I like to have like a really sharp brow, and that's why I do these like brow type of technique thing, I want to call it. I don't even know what I'm saying. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. I hope I explained things properly. I'll do another one with soap brows. If you do want to see that, please, like, you know, give it a thumbs up or comment down below. Tell me that you want to see that. How I do soap brows technique where they're very, really bushy and it's just like much more natural, nothing like super sharp and cleaned up like this. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video. Please give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!